In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this video is not intended for children under the age of 13. Doing a little bit more work on my characters here while I can. Decided I'm going to treat Zasao's slow draw in the treatment ward. And Ramona, I actually don't hate any of your debuffs too much, Ramona. I'm gonna leave you alone, actually. Dragoon, yeah, Dragoons are all, like, in the town-based. So, Deltane maybe... No, I'm thinking ahead for, like, when they do their Darkest Dungeon stuff. Oh, Aeronax and Green Scorpion could use more stress relief, actually, too. Should have done that before all this other stuff happened. Cthulhu-chan? Maybe we could treat your winded ability? I guess. I feel like I'm, like, throwing money away now. Yeah, and Aeronax will have you go to the Cloister, and Green Scorpion will have you go to the Transept, and it'll all be well and good. As for today's mission on Comic Play's Darkest Dungeon, we're going to be bringing Blade the Geist on your first ever mission, along with Green, Hale, and Ronick Hyrule. Looks like your weapons or armor are already good. Maybe Ronick Hyrule can be upgraded in something? No, not really. Okay. Do you guys need any more camping skills? Green could use another camping skill, actually. So we got the Snuff Box, which is the one I really like. So how about... Yeah, we'll take some good old wound care. Hale's looking good. Ronick's looking good. I just want to make sure... Oh, no. I'm gonna take Sanctuary and equip it. So we'll take off Pep Talk, because I never use it. Give you Sanctuary! Alright. And we're gonna go to the Cove and do this one, because I really like this Book of Sanity here. It's not as good as the one item I picked up last week, but it's still, you know, a nice minus 20% stress. It's also a long mission, so... Bring along some food. Bring along some shovels, torches, and besides that, I'll bring some Band-Aids. I feel like I end up throwing out Band-Aids when I bring them. Alright, so into the Cove. I'm being bad right now. There's other stuff I should be doing, but I wanted to record another Darkest Dungeon after the last one forced us to retreat from the mission, and it's really hard being on episode 96 and still having to retreat missions and not make progress.
Is almost unbearable.
Makes you feel like you're running in circles. So, oh wow. This is a nasty dungeon layout here. Ugh. Oh, the shape of this is gross. So I guess we'll head up this way. You know, maybe I'll start treating everybody's compulsiveness just so that it stops annoying me so much. Okay, 70, 80... Yeah, Green is going to be the one to take apart traps. Yeah, I hate it. I hate feeling like I'm spinning my wheels here, and now we're taking these extra long missions and still not accomplishing a whole lot. We'll do a pick to the face, pierce your armor.
Back to the pit.
Like, I don't know if I should be, like, doing more cuts, maybe, to keep these episodes interesting. I'm, like, running out of things to say. There's not a whole lot going on in my life anymore.
Annihilated.
The most exciting thing happening in my life right now is we might go bowling tonight. Which we're doing really just as a thing to do. Honestly, I don't like bowling. Now, our friends want to go bowling because they like bowling more than I do, and I agree it's like something to do. So I'm not like, I don't want to go out tonight, just that, like, I don't want to do this. You know, I'm okay with bowling tonight, just generally that's not what I would choose to do with my evening. But haven't really bowled in a while, so I'll try it again. Bowling is just something I'm really bad at, and I never really got... It's kind of similar to me with darts, that... And even, like, with golf. The thing that I can never get past with those games is... less so with golf. So, like, obviously it's not like a contact sport, and that's fine. Purely decorative. Well, it looks like we just covered it in Ronix blood for nothing. We'll pick things up on the way back, as we so often do in these kinds of situations.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular.
Okay, and we'll take the shorter route first. Okay, so bowling, right? You roll the ball down the lane. You try to do it as... Okay, that's going to lower stress, actually, if I use the medicinal herbs on it, so maybe I'll wait on that. And you try to roll your ball down the lane perfectly so that it knocks over as many pins as possible. And you do that 10 times. Well, actually, you do that 20 times, but every time you get a strike, you don't have to roll it twice that round, you know, because there's no spare to pick up. I know how the rules of bowling work. And if you get a strike on the last set, you get to roll it an 11th time. And if you get a strike then, you get to roll it a 12th time. Best case scenario, you roll the ball and knock down all 10 pins 12 times. You do that, and you take turn doing your rolls with your opponent. How good you do and how good your opponent does, they don't actually affect each other in any way. And every time you play the game, nothing has really changed about it. You just do that every time. There's no new influencers that change. It's not like baseball, where you're playing against different players who are better or worse or have different styles of fielding or pitching or anything like that. It's not like golf, where at least you go to different, like, holes on the course, or you even go to different courses. Oh, that removes a quirk. That's right. Okay, I was thinking it removes stress. No, that removes a negative quirk, which is great. You know, the little symbol was even telling me that's what it did, and I, like, forgot. But anyhow. Yep, keeping the lights on here, and I will ignore that for now. Wait, no I won't. No I won't. Who has the most negative quirks that I would want to remove? I guess green does. Oh, you have Stress Eater, though. Oh, man, screw that one. Yeah, let's see if we can cure that with our medicinal herbs. Okay, we removed Nocturnal. Yeah, we gotta remember to take Hale to the medical ward sometime and try and treat the stress eating. Get a therapist.
Another
But you see what I mean?
Another
Now,
misfortune.
and I mean, part of it is that I'm just not good at it, so it's never fun to do something that you're not good at. And I would get better at it if I practiced, but I don't want to practice because I don't like doing it. And I don't like doing it because I'm not good at it. And if I practice, I could, like, break the wheel and improve the cycle, but there's other things I'd rather do with my time, especially because it costs money to go bowling. But for something to do every once in a while, you know, it's fine. And I, you know, my friends want to do it, and I want to spend time with my friends. And them doing something that they like to do is fun for me. And being with them while they do something you like. There are interests that you share with your friends, and then there's interests that you don't share, but every once in a while you, like, jump in with them on it, and you have a good time anyway. Does that make sense? So that's what I think I'm doing tonight. Is bowling. I did play a good bunch of Wii bowling back in the day when the Wii came out in 2006. Bowling was probably the best game in it. No, I liked baseball actually the most in Wii Sports, but bowling was the one that took off the people the most because I think it was the one where the motion controls felt the most intuitive, and because you weren't competing with somebody else as directly, it was like less messy. Like boxing was really fun, but it was also a mess. It was where the motion controls of Wii Sports held up the worst. Man, Wii Sports doesn't get enough credit. Do you guys remember 1-2 switch? Like, if... Let me check here. Okay, you're still... Yeah, we'll kill you off. Yeah, 1-2 switch, because the Wii came out, and it came out with Wii Sports. That was like... It was like a tech demo for motion controls. And it was just kind of... It was the game that they released with it to just kind of show new buyers what playing the Switch was like. But it became one of the most popular titles for it among the casual crowd because, you know, you had families playing it together. You had people in old folks' homes playing it. You had physical therapy places that used the Wii bowling app. And it was kind of amazing. And that's just because... You know, it was simple, but it was a really well-made game, and the controls were intuitive, and the UI, you know, explained what you had to do. It was very easy to understand how it worked. So I could see why that game did so well, because it's well-designed. It's not just casuals being casuals. I have a lot of respect for Wii Sports, actually. And then the Wii U tried to do the same thing. Also, Wii Sports was the first use of Mii's, and everybody loved Mii's because your character could look like you. You know, what's not to like? Okay, hold on a second while I get back to where I was. Oh, we got another battle up here, actually, so we'll have to contend with that. Yeah, you guys decided to try and head me off while I was heading back in that direction. Okay, so we need 5 more damage to you. I'm going to pick to the face so that we can kill you really fast as well. And if Blade could kill the jellyfish before it got a turn, that would be awesome. But I think the jellyfish is going to be faster. Yes, it is. On the plus side, now I only had to do 2 damage to it. Oh, or Ronick could just kill it outright. Okay, so before the Wii U, actually, during the Wii's life cycle, the Wii Motion Plus came out, where, you know, the Wii was pioneering motion controls for a actual, you know, market that you could sell to. And then the Wii Motion Plus came out that made it closer to the one-to-one experience that everybody wanted. I don't think it came off very well because a lot of, you know, casual players aren't going to see the point in buying things that attach to the controllers. They're like, what? These work fine for what I want to do. And people just didn't want to buy a whole bunch more Wii Motion Pluses. But the seller for that was Wii Sports Resort. And I have Wii Sports Resort. I haven't really played it that much, but it is like a better made game. It has more like games in it, which you'd think would automatically make it better. And I think bowling's still there. Each of them is like less memorable, I guess. Like playing frisbee with your dog isn't as big as like baseball. It's not as big of like a big sport, but it's like a better game. It just like didn't have the same marketing pool, I guess. So I think they tried to retool for when the Wii U came out, which already from a marketing standpoint, the Wii U just wasn't very smart. A lot of the people who bought the Wii just because it sounded amazing, like motion controls, with a name like the Wii U, they like didn't realize that the Wii U was like a whole nother thing. They thought it was like just a slightly better Wii, which, to be fair, it kind of was. you know, it's in HD. You got, like, cool stuff that you could do with the gamepad. The Wii U could have been a really good console if it got the support and if they marketed it better. But they ended up pulling the plug on it early and doing the Switch, and maybe we're all better for that, because the Switch is amazing and it's selling really well. But to sell the Wii U, then the system seller tech demo, whatever you want to call it, game for that one was Nintendo Land. And I love Nintendo Land. That was never going to have the same draw to it as Wii Sports, because a lot of it kind of thrives on you recognizing the different Nintendo titles that make up the 12 sub-games, but they're pretty cool. And some of them use Wii Motion Plus and are really good. Like the arrow shooting one that was a Legend of Zelda themed worked pretty darn well. And the Metroid Battle one was there was an F-Zero minigame. Like, we've had more F-Zero and weird, like, other things than we've had actually F-Zero games lately. Like, Captain Falcon isn't even an F-Zero character anymore. He's a Super Smash Bros. Character. That's what we all know him from now. But. Okay, let's, we'll open this one up. Okay, I want that stuff. And I will use this torch.
Light, the promise of safety.
Now, since I'm not going to be backtracking through this area, I'm checking everything anyway, and turns out Ron at Hyrule's checking it for me. But, yeah, so, like, while Wii Sports Resort and Nintendo Land are both more appealing games to me, just the simplicity behind Wii Sports, it was so gosh darn marketable. And I have to appreciate that. And on the other hand, 1-2 Switch, which was the system seller for the Switch, is really dumb looking. I did a finale upright to get Blade closer to the front there after they messed up my party order. Ooh. Ooh.
Confusion.
Oh, and a stun. Ouch.
Panic.
Okay. Okay, then. Well, we'll do a breakthrough. And hopefully one of you guys can knock him out quickly with a Dirk Stab. Cool. Okay, I like the way that worked. That was pretty nice, even if I am carrying around a bunch of debuffs now. Not really.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Yeah, I'm tempted to camp now to use up my firewood and make more space in my inventory, but I don't really need to camp yet. Things are going extraordinarily well. But 1-2 Switch. So 1-2 Switch is neither as intuitive or as crowd-pleasing as Wii Sports. It's just not as good of a, like, idea. And it's less fun to play than Nintendo Land or Wii Sports Resorts or Wii Sports. It's just not a lot of the games are really dumb. It's, like, cool, funny, gimmicky games to do with the Joy-Cons, and I can get behind that just for the sake of it, but there are... See, the thing with Wii Sports is that if I have people... If I'm playing video games with people, it's gonna be like Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. Or something like that. And maybe if for some reason I got to, like, playing video games with the older members of my family again, then maybe something like Wii Sports, but then again, maybe just, like, I think Mario Party is still pretty intuitive. Or Mario Kart or whatever. It's not really going to be one of these entry-level titles. Now, me and Oscar and other people, we'll waste an afternoon playing Nintendo Land. That's great. I just have no desire to put 1-2 Switch into the console. It's... And just the theming of it, like, Wii Sports, the title is exactly what it is, and people got that. Like, oh, this is... On the console, it's a bunch of sports with motion. Even Wii Sports, it's like, we play sports. Because Wii is like us. I know Wii is kind of a dumb console name, but that's... You know, that's what it is. It's really simple and easy to understand. 1-2 Switch people don't really get what it is, what they're going to be doing in the game. It doesn't speak for itself the way Wii Sports does, I guess. Up, secret room back there, but that's okay. We're just going to keep on walking because we'll have enough treasure by the time we get through all of that. Yeah, let's...
Circle in the dark.
The
battle may yet be won.
Let's just... Okay, this is reject the gods. Oh gosh. No, we'll put up our sanctuary. And we'll put up... besides that, I think I just want to do a bunch of buffs. Okay, you can remove a disease on another character. So maybe we can cure Ronix's hysterical blindness here. Good. And aside from that, I guess just... What's going to be the... Yeah, put Eye of the Tiger on Blade. And with our last 2 respite points... pep talk, I guess. Alright, good enough.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Yeah, that wasn't really a camping that needed to happen, but it's out of the way now, so... Okay, what pick to the face? Can you do that from the 3rd rank? Yes, you can, so I feel okay with doing this Dirk Stab here. And we will pick you to the face.
Executed with impunity.
I never really thought about it, but just thinking about it now, plated maggots, the snails don't leave bodies behind, and that is pretty nice. Oh. Yeah, I was hoping for a kill there.
A devastating
One can hope. Okay, 50% getting through it. But yeah, like one minigame in 1-2 Switch, you're like both wizards, and another one you're both like doing like cowboys with a quick draw, and there's one where you're like milking a cow. And it's not that I'm like against the silliness of all that. It's just it didn't have the marketability. Even the front of it is just like actual pictures of like actual people playing the game, or rather like staring at each other while they're holding Joy-Cons.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
I think they should have...
Is made clear.
See, you can't just call it Wii Sports anymore if you made a new Wii Sports, because it wouldn't be on the Wii. So what do you call it? Do you make a Switch Sports? That seems weird. But I wouldn't mind them making another game like that. But now, rather than doing that, Nintendo tends to instead let third-party publishers make those kinds of games, and then, or third-party developers, I should say, and then Nintendo sometimes will publish them, but they didn't make them. Like, I think Ring Fit Adventure is published by Nintendo, even though they didn't make it. That's not as much like Wii Sports as it is like Wii Fit, but that's another thing. That's another one. I think Wii Fit, not that it's something that, like, I'm really going to pick out and want to play. Was that a bad? No, it was good. Okay. Lost my train of thought, but yeah, I do just like kind of respect what Wii Fit is, because there was nothing else really like it. The balance board is actually like a good balance board, and I probably did lose some weight messing around with Wii Fit. If I just didn't want to play other video games more, that I would probably get really healthy just by playing Wii Fit. I like the idea of Ring Fit Adventure just because that's That's something while playing Wii Fit that I always thought they should make. They'd like, if this had like a story mode, if this were like an adventure, I would probably be really into it. And that's kind of what Ring Fit Adventure is. It's like an actual campaign where you're working out to do all the things. Wish that existed back when I had more free time and expendable income. Before you ask, no, I am not going to do a Let's Play of Ring Fit Adventure or Wii Fit. The only way that would be visually interesting is if I had a video camera to also, like, show myself, and I don't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, I'm super handsome, but I just don't want my face plastered all over the channel. That's just not the kind of aesthetic that I'm going for. I am too beautiful for YouTube. Actually, I've had some people who know the algorithm tell me that, like, once you have your, like, once you start doing stuff with your face, that's kind of like a no going back point, and that some people, like, bigger than me, but some channels, like, started to suffer once they started doing face cams instead of just doing all the voiceover, and that's kind of interesting to me. Apparently, they teach you in, like, YouTube marketing classes and stuff like that, that the best kinds of thumbnails you can make are ones that have your face over it, like, really big on the... That's why you see it with, like, the Grumps, or, like, Rabbid Luigi does this, where he has his face making some big expression next to whatever the video is about on the thumbnail. It's funny, because that's, like, not as appealing to me. Nothing against Rabbid Luigi's face. He is quite a handsome bloke. But I guess that's better for, like, building a brand that, like, you become more recognizable. Me, I'm like, I want to see more the game or what the video is about. Like, as long as, like, your logo is on it somewhere, like, I know you're the one making the video. I don't need to see you again. But I guess to be really successful on YouTube, how do you measure success? But to be really, you know, successful, to get a lot of views, you're not making your videos for people who know you. You gotta start marketing them to people who don't already know you. Alright, they were right about this being a long dungeon, but it looks like there aren't any more fights ahead. Man, I wish I had more, like, negative quirks to treat. I'll try this anyway. Nah, okay. Okay, Ronik's gonna play with the wheel. Oh, no! No, minus 20% healing skills. That's what you do, though, Ronik. That's your thing. You're a healer. Okay, so we gotta treat that, and we gotta treat, Stress Eater. I gotta remember to do that when I'm back. Because you guys are probably gonna be, like, level 5s by the time I get you home now. Okay, keep exploring rooms. Got another fight going on. There was just something about the feel of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, though, of just, like, the, like, aesthetic of those games. And, like, I really like the music in Wii Sports, especially the first one. It had a good main theme. And there's something I really miss about that. Oh, die already. Okay, here's a question I have. So the way you pick your actions during your turn... Oh, no, never mind. I answered my own question in my head. Yeah, not important. I was just wondering if they're, like, loading up their actions all at once, or if they each decide what they're going to do when their turn comes up. But I guess they have to be, because what they're going to do depends on where their rank is. Don't worry about it. That's just the uninteresting whistling that goes on in my brain. I always feel like I wish there were more Mario Sports games, but then when Mario Sports games come out, they're not really exciting. I did get Mario Tennis Aces, and it's kind of just gathering dust.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be.
Like, it's a solid game and everything, just, I don't know. It feels like there's not much content in it, but then the thing is, any side content that it did have, I wouldn't really care that much about. The older Mario Tennis games were better, but I couldn't really tell you why. I don't know what it was about Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Or, I've actually been playing the one on the N64 fairly often. I don't know what it is about those two games that makes them more appealing to me than the more recent Mario Golfs. Maybe it's just, like, a pure, jaded nostalgia thing. But Mario Power Tennis definitely had more stuff in it, like more stuff to do than the newer Mario Tennis games. Also, we're getting spoiled by character rosters. Now if there aren't at least, like, 24 characters in something, it feels like the roster is too small. Especially with Super Smash Bros., but like Mario Kart now, like each Mario Kart game has like a huge roster and stuff like that, because a lot of the characters just feel like mainstays now. It's not exciting to have them, but it feels wrong if they're not there, you know, if you don't have at least, you know, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Toad, Toadette, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Rosalina. If any of those guys are gone, it just... It feels like they're missing. Why aren't they playable? What's wrong with you? But you're not really excited when you see them. You're just like, yeah, of course they're there. It's a Mario game. So you need to keep having more and more playable characters to make it feel... Usually, like, the enemies are more where they, like, you can cycle them. Then there's the problem with Koopalings, where if you make a Koopaling playable, you're probably going to make all 7 of the Koopalings playable, and then that just feels like a lot of character slots going towards the same basic thing. There's the stun. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, we'll hit you. I'd like to hit Admiral Akbar, but he's stealthed, so I can't. Alright, if you can bleed out before Akbar heals you... You suck. That's exactly what I wanted to not happen. Okay, good dodge, good dodge. We will actually heal up Green before Green's in the red. Oh, I wanted that to do more damage, too. Man, I'm just doing not enough damage to everybody. Like that. That wasn't enough damage. It was enough damage. You'll bleed out, though. You know what I want another one of, though? Mario Baseball. The 2 Mario Baseball games, the one on the GameCube and the one on the Wii, were both really good. I liked how big the roster was, but they were also, like, games that needed a big roster because you had to fill in a team of 9. I know there's been, like, Mario Sports Mix and things that, like, include a baseball mode, but it's not, like, a full baseball form. I always thought just keep building on that and just keep on adding more characters to it. Because it had so many characters in it, and yet there's so many more characters that they could still include. Makes me really excited. What's the deal with, using, like, the Mario, like, the RPG characters? Like, would they be able to put Fawful in or something like that? Because, like, I think they own it. I don't know if it's just an aesthetic decision that they don't like to put the, like, Mario and Luigi characters in other things. But I feel like that would be a big draw for some people. You still see spirits of those characters in Smash Ultimate and stuff like that, or stickers in Smash Brawl. I would really like to have Geno playable in Super Smash Bros. That's not, like, an absolute must for me. I won't be disappointed if they don't, because he is, like, kind of an irrelevant character. But if he turns out to be the 5th character on the Fighter's Pass, I will freak out. I'll be really excited. And I want a bunch of Super Mario RPG remixes added to the soundtrack. There was a really big rumor that he was going to be playable based on, like... There was a supposed leak. I forget where the leak came from, but it didn't even show Geno. It showed Mies, like, one was wearing an outfit that made them look like Mallow from Super Mario RPG, and the other one was wearing one that made them look like a Caco Demon from Doom. So they were trying to say that that was proof that they were planning to add Geno and Doom Guy as playable characters, and that's a bit of a stretch. I don't believe leaks like that until I see official releases anyway, but even if they were adding those Mii costumes, I wouldn't really be convinced. Because, like, you know, we have a Mii costume of Goemon. We have Mii costumes from, like, Virtua Fighter and stuff like that, and we don't have main, like, characters representing Virtua Fighter. And I think... Do we still have the Heihachi? I think we still have some... I think we still have some Tekken Mii costumes. There at least were some in Smash Brothers for Wii U. I think there was a Heihachi Mishima Mii costume. With Ryu and Terry Bogard being in the game now, it does feel like it would be, you know, really cool to get a few more fighting game characters, like maybe Heihachi, or maybe Scorpion. Again, not an absolute must. I'll really be happy with just about anything at this point. It's just going to be another character, and more characters is great. Though I haven't even downloaded Terry yet. I have the Fighter's Pass, so as the next time I put Smash Brothers in my Switch, I'll get Terry and I'll try him out, but I've been busy playing more Fire Emblem and more Pokemon. Ah! Yeah, come on, come on, come on, come on. That's such a paltry amount of damage. Paltry, I say. Wow, you are holding on to the last freaking breath, aren't you? Die. And that just leaves you. Long missions, man. That's okay, we'll be done soon. We only got 2 more rooms now. So I'm gonna... You know what? I'm not gonna camp. We don't need to. Okay. Let's check out these last 2 rooms just because. I still have the torch. Taking 50 more gold. We will use it. Okay, you guys are out of here. But I mean, for the Mario baseball games, you could keep... I would also really like a Mario football. I feel like that's less likely because, like, football is a much more American sport. And it's harder to think of... Like, Japan loves baseball, and soccer is loved all around the world. Mario Super Sluggers and Mario Strikers Charged are less surprising games for Japan to make. Then again, though, I don't think the Mario Strikers games were made in Japan. I think they were made by Next Level Games, the same people who made what do you call it? Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and Luigi's Mansion 3, and they're a Canadian studio. So yeah, what does it really matter, I guess? But yeah, just more chances to, like, make a big team of Mario characters and force them to put as many different Mario characters in as possible. Like, there are so many notable Mario enemies that you could just keep throwing in there. Plus then you could put in Charge and Chuck. You know, there were a lot of characters in Mario Baseball. That was, in Mario All-Stars Baseball, that was when... Oh, I gotta make a decision here. Mario All-Stars Baseball made Dry Bones a playable character for the first time, and that's when you started seeing Dry Bones all over the place again, was after that game. Okay, Call of the Deep, huh? But by Mario Super Sluggers on the Wii, you could play as Wiggler, you could play as Monty Mole, Goomba, Paragoomba, Magikoopa, Hammer Bro, and he had variants to be Boomerang Bro and Fire Bro. There was... Boo and King Boo were both in there, Petey Piranha was in there. I'd say every Mario character you could think of, but there's so many other Mario characters they could still do. Ooh, what's that? That's nice, but I bet there's nicer. You could still do, like Spike is a really big Mario enemy now that's appearing in a lot of things. And we didn't have Spike in that game. He was even in, like, Mario Tennis and Mario Party 10 playable, I think. They just made a big deal about him getting added to Super Mario Maker 2. Rosalina wasn't around yet, so she couldn't be in there. Like I was saying, you can duck into the RPG characters and do stuff like Fawful and stuff like that, but even without going that far, even keeping in main series, there were, like, some Donkey Kong characters. King K. Rool was in Mario Super Sluggers. And I don't think anybody really cared that much, because not a lot of people knew about it, even though we all went nuts when he was announced for Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yes. Good bleed. There's a bunch of baby characters from Yoshi's Island DS, but still no Baby Wario. Like, that's a thing they could still do, because there is a Baby Wario. I know nobody really cares about Yoshi's Island DS, but it was a game that existed, and Mario Super Sluggers seemed to think it important enough.
Monster's size has no intrinsic
they could still make Lakitu playable, Fly Guy, Sniffit, Ninja. There's a lot of Mario enemies, and they're all very memorable. I always liked that about Mario. Alright. You take your last shot, and prepare to die. Okay, we did it. We made it through a big, long mission. And we didn't even camp that much. We kind of... We kind of had an easy time of it. Let's check what's in this chest, see if we can pile up anything else on top of each other. It was trapped. That's okay. We got a lot of gold. I think this pays for our failures last week, which weren't even... Our failures last week weren't even that bad. Okay! Ronic Hyrule got all the way up to level 6. That's awesome. I guess we did give them a lot of finishing blows there. And now you're nocturnal instead of claustrophobic. Okay, fine. Hale grew up to level 4. Got Legophobia. Blade the Geist did not grow up to level 4, but is now more resistant to diseases. And Green hit level 5. Got some Hero Mania, replacing Clumsy. Second Wind, replacing Early Riser. And got some Ennui. Okay. So I'm going to do what I said I was going to do and treat those 2 diseases that are bothering me.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
The tumultuous currents in the ether bluster with extra vigor tonight. The comet particulates vibrate with extra intensity. Extra shards collected this week. Well, then maybe that's a sign that I should finally do another mission in the farmstead, then. You got me. You got me, I'll do it. So let's... Yeah, treat Stress Eater, because screw that. There we go. And Ronic Hyrule, treat Bad Healer, because that's just antithetical to what you even do. Green. Gonna treat your Ennui. Blade the Geist, we're not going to do anything with you. Titan, on the other hand, we still need to lower your stress and real mid-boss's stress. We can increase the number of slots in the transept. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's spend those busts. But we're not going to the transept. Titan's going to the cloister. The real mid-boss is going to the cloister. Epic. Alright, I'm the comic foil, and that's a nice Plague Doctor, but not as good as Titan. And still the sunken crew hasn't shown up at the cove yet. I still need a little bit more for that. But that's alright. Next time, I guess, more farmstead. I'm gonna have to look up some strategy with that, because I never really got a good feel for what to expect when I go there. It's kind of like bowling. I didn't do it, so I'm not good at it. But in this case, we'll break that cycle. Yeah, wish me luck that I don't embarrass myself too much in bowling tonight, and I will see you next week for the farmstead. Comic Foil, out!